Piggy's skins are really good. Like, really, really good. Some of the ones we've gotten recently are, like, amazing. Time skins are genuinely really well designed. The decaying infected and bonnet skins are genuinely creepy. Season 7 skins are absolutely gorgeous. Mrs. P's new design is, what? This looks awesome! Now, a while back, I had the idea, hey, what if I were to modernize some of the other skins? It'd be a cool idea. So without further ado, here's my take on some old Piggy skins. Before we start, I just want to give a quick shout out to my good friend, the real Kian, for giving me the motivation to work on this darn project. I've been putting it off for a while, but I saw this remaking Pillar Chase 2 maps video when it first came out, and I figured, hey, he got his out, I should make mine. I decided to go with the original 4 skins for today's video. Piggy, Little Brother, Mother, and Father. Now, you might be thinking, original 4? There were 5 original skins, you forgot Sheepy. You're half right. However, I decided not to do Sheepy for 2 reasons. First off, Sheepy was not an original skin, and was actually added at an unknown date between house and station. Second, we already have a retake on this skin, the Sheepy Alt. It's awesome, and I really don't see any way to improve it that hasn't already been done. So, enough stalling, let's look at the redesigned penny. You'll see a quick time-lapse of all the designs as I explain how I did it. Hey, editing Jack here. So, I sadly don't have the footage from Penny, because the recording program I was using sucks. So, I downloaded OBS, and you luckily should have the rest of the character's footage now. I'm sorry I don't have the Penny footage, but I'll do my best to explain what went into the design process. You may think I didn't make the models, and if you didn't think so, I understand. These things happen, and I'm so sorry. So, Penny's design process was fairly simple. Keep close to the original design, but try to make it more modern feeling. This was essentially my design process for all the skins, but I think it stands out the most in Penny. This dress here takes inspiration from various fan models such as the Lost Books. If you have a sharp eye, you may have also noticed that I gave Penny some shoes. They're not really noticeable since the shadow was covering them, but if you brighten it, it becomes more obvious and is a little more noticeable in game. Additionally, I also gave her the little mousy bow that I think looks great, along with some sleeves with a little collar type thing at the end that I think looks really nice. I think I really cooked with this. But wait, there's more! I also made some animations for the characters just to show, hey, new skins call for new animations. Penny's animations, especially the idol, mostly take inspiration from the bot animations we see in pretty much every long dress skin, since Penny is basically the mascot of the game. If you look closely, you may have noticed that Penny's ears are moving. This is something I think that should be added to a lot of skins, and it kinda adds a little more detail if you ask me. Penny's walking animation could have been improved, but I still like it. We can see a lot more movement here, and I think it holds up. Penny's jump scare, on the other hand, is probably my favorite of the 4 jump scares I made. See her land on her feet after she finishes running after you, throws up her bat after half a second, and then throws it back down after barely any damage. It's overall quite bouncy and eventful, and I really enjoy how I made her ears bounce around as the head moves. Now, let's move on to Georgie. Overall, I think he doesn't really need a redesign since he basically already has one in the form of his NPC variant. However, I did give it some small tweaks. First, I gave him shoes. I really don't understand why the Piggy characters are basically in half a onesie when it comes to pants. I'll admit the color of them could have been a dark blue or whatever, but I think it works. Secondly, I gave Georgie some sleeve collars, since, well, I think it looks really cool for the models. I forgot to make Georgie a little taller, and I would definitely suggest making Georgie taller if anybody uses the NPC variant when trying to redesign him. Georgie's animations here are heavily referenced from the original, and I even used them as a basis while creating them. I could have gone the lazy route and just used the NPC animations, but there are 2 reasons I didn't. First off, fake NPC trolling. I really don't see why Minnie didn't add some kind of differentiation between Zizzy and her infected skin besides the eyes. Second, I'm not lazy, and I like a fun little challenge. Georgie's idle animations were basically an extended version of his NPCs. He twitches his head, puts his bat down for a moment, and even looks around a bit. I really like it. His walking animation here hasn't really changed much, just some head bounces here and there, and his jump scare is a similar story. It's essentially a more aggressive version of his NPCs. And although I definitely admit it could have been improved here, I think it still works. With the kids dealt with, we can move on to Mother. I used Penny as a basis to make Mother, and you can really see my thought process here begin to shine. I decided to base her off of her true ending appearance since I really like her orange leggings better than the purple ones for some reason. Additionally, I told you so, there were shoes, I'm not crazy. In addition, I also gave Mother this little Zizzy hat, inspired from Lifeless Mother from Piggy Merch Realities. Speaking of lifeless, her eyes gave me an idea to make her animations appear, well, lifeless, more like a zombie. Her idle animation is essentially leaning back, her walking animation is more leaning forward, and her jump scare is more supposed to be a
Hey, you haven't seen my true straight? Let me just clobber you with the bat.
Still though, I think it works really well, but let me know what you think. Father's design is probably my favorite of the four. I originally wanted to use Georgie's clothes, but I decided to give him more camouflage type clothes, mostly because I really like how it looks on him, and other fan games have done the same. The legs look better mostly because they use long sock type things. This was accidental, but I liked how it looked. His animations, however, I think these might be my best yet. Father's idle animation is basically that of a deranged zombie, and even twitches his head and looks around for a moment. Definitely a personal favorite. Walking animation? Oh my god, yes. I really like how Father basically stomps up and down really aggressively like this. This was completely accidental, and yet I love it so much. I need to make more. His jump scare was also probably one of my favorites. He throws everything he has at you and essentially really aggressively throws this bat in your face, slams it even. I think I really cooked with this. I overall had a really good time making these, and I personally think these are some of my best designs and animations yet. I can definitely do better, especially shown with Penny and Father, but I really liked what we did here. Anyways, thanks for watching. Psych, we're not done yet. Minitoon, chances are you're not going to see this, especially considering I only have 1,000 subscribers. However, on the small off chance you do see this, I would suggest that a lot of the Book 1 skins should get some kind of slight redesign. I remember you once saying the Piggy family was going to get some kind of remodel in the past, but I've seen you kind of hold back on it with most of the characters, especially with, people like Foxy due to, the iconic appearance. So, might I suggest the Skins Legacy tab. This could be a place to store older designs. Not necessarily the 2020 models, but more so characters that were redesigned again after the initial remodels. For example, if Pony were to receive another remodel, his old skin could be moved into the Legacy tab, and his new version could take the place. I think that could solve that whole "it's too iconic to remove entirely" problem. Anyways, for real this time, thanks for watching, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.